Hello everybody, so we're just going to jump right into this tutorial, and what you'll need is this hair, and this is the brand that I decided to use. It has the ombre effect going on, and this is the Shake and Go brand. If you would like to purchase this, I purchased this from my local beauty supply store, but you can use any type of hair that you feel comfortable with, but this is the hair that I choose to use. So do what your heart's desire. If you like another brand that has this ombre effect or just regular braiding hair, it's fine. And then you'll need a canvas block head or a styrofoam head. I'll be using a canvas block head, and also a frontal. And I'll be using a latch hook needle or crochet needle, whatever you want to call it, and a mesh dome cap, and of course needle and thread. The back is already done with all of the back, but I'm going to show you how to do this. Alright, so we're going to take the crochet or latch hook needle, and we're going to put it through, I don't know how many holes, but we're going to put it through this mesh cap, okay? As you guys can see, the latch is opened. And then we're going to take a piece of hair, kind of like a small piece of hair, because we don't want it that big unless, you know, depends on what style you're going for. But a small piece is fine. And then you're going to pull it through. As you guys can see, the latch hook does close on its own. And then you're going to open up the loop. And then you're going to place your finger where I place my finger at. And then you're going to pull the other piece of hair through. Okay? And it's going to look like this. And you'll see why it has to be like this in a few seconds. Okay? And then where my finger is placed, you're going to place some more hair, depending upon how big you are making the braid. You're going to place it there, and you're going to take the two pieces of hair, and you're going to tie it into 2 knots. If you want to do it 1 or 3 knots, it's really up to you, up to your desire, however you want to do it. But this is how I do it. Then it probably doesn't look secure, but it will be secure once you start braiding. And then I'm going to put some blue magic on here just to give it a nice luster, a nice luster or a type of shine here. And that's just basically, you don't have to use black magic if you don't want to, or you don't have to use anything at all, but I do use the black magic on the hair. And then I start regular braiding. And you want to make sure that you kind of braid very taut, especially at this part, the top part, not too tight or taut, to where you will rip the mesh dome cap, and you don't want that to happen. So you're just basically regular braiding, and once you braid, that's when you get the extra security. The hair is not going to, the braid is not going to go anywhere. So in the beginning, when you saw that part in the other clip, you saw that the hair was moving back and forth, but that's okay. Once you start braiding, the hair will be very secured after that. So you have to braid tightly, not too tight again to where the mesh dome cap rips. And that's what the braid looks like. Alright, so I'm gonna show you again. Okay? And this is how you do it. You're gonna put the latch hook needle through, then you're gonna take the piece of hair, and then you're gonna pull it through, and you're gonna do the same thing. So I don't want to talk through a lot of things, but I will be coming back and forth. And this is how I do my braided wigs. And I learned this from, I believe her name is Braided Wig Queen. Okay, I learned this from her, and she's very awesome. So she does awesome videos, and that's where I learned it from. I give credit where credit is due. I always do that all the time. There's a lot of braiders on here that definitely does a really good job, and that makes, I'm very inspired by them. So that's where I get this from. Okay, all right, so that's just basically about that. So I'm just basically braiding, and I'm showing you how the braid looks and things of that sort. Okay, and this is what the front is looking like. This is the frontal prior to braiding, and we're going to sew it on. Now I'm going to fly by this because I do have a video, probably a couple of videos like this on how to sew your frontal enclosure and things of that sort. So I will be speeding this up. You just basically do a regular, sewing type deal, and that's just basically it. There's nothing too complicated about it, but that's basically about that. So y'all can enjoy this, and I will be back when it's time for the cornrows. Okay. All right, so now we're done with that, and I did cut this off. I thought I was recording, so my bad. So I'm just going to cut the rest of the dome cap off. So the excess part of the dome cap is what you will cut off, and that's the front part where the frontal is located, and that's the excess part of the mesh dome cap. So I'm cutting the rest, and I'm being very careful because you don't want to cut where the thread is. If you do, your wig will fall apart. So wherever you see the threading, do not cut that part because your wig will fall apart, okay? And you do not want that. So that's just basically about that. So you're just basically cutting the excess off because that you do not need anymore because you have the frontal there. Okay, and that's basically about that. Sorry I didn't show you guys from the beginning, but I thought I was recording, but here it is. All right, and then I'm going to place it back on the canvas blockhead and continue with the braiding process of this unit. All right, so now we're going to do some corn rolling. As you guys can see, this is not a corn roll tutorial. I'm going to be using the olive oil gel, Pro Style gel. I love this gel. And I will be using this because the type of hair it is. And I'll be using a very small piece of hair, okay? And I'm using a gel because the hair is straight. So I need to make sure I pick up, you know, all the hair and make sure that, you know, things of that nature. So I'm showing you guys how I'm starting off the corn roll. I'm going to be showing my mistakes as well in the video because you guys know I love to show my mistakes. So I definitely will be showing my mistakes in this video so you guys can know that this is not all peaches and cream. I do mess up, so you definitely will be seeing that in this video because this was not easy, especially trying to grip the hair and make it look, you know, very nice. Okay. And there's a lot of parts that I did speed through because this is not a braiding tutorial. I'm just showing you how I did the cornrows, okay? And this is how I do it. You can do it the way you want to do it, okay? All right, so now I'm adding hair because I don't want it to be like too thin. So I tried to show how I did it, but this was so difficult, y'all. I took so many takes. It was just so hard for me. So I really do apologize if y'all can't really see, but I mean, this is not a braiding tutorial, but I just wanted to show you the part of how I added hair. But if you would like a tutorial on how to add hair to a braid, I can definitely dedicate a video to that. But I'm so sorry. I tried to do the best I could, but the angles, it was just so crazy. But I think I have to do another angle, probably the camera sitting over top of me. That's what I was gonna do, but I think I got kind of lazy, but it's okay. But yeah, so I definitely will try and do a better job at that. But again, if you want a video dedicated on how to add, you know, add hair to a braid to extend it, then I can do that. But I really apologize. I really tried my best, like for real. Like I really did. So my fault, y'all. My bad. And I'm just basically braiding, that's all. Braid, braid, braid. Alright, so now we're back to the corn rolling. Now, I'm not sure if this part was me when I messed up. I believe it is. Again, I wanted to show you me messing up and making mistakes. And because, again, this is not easy. And especially doing it on camera because you're trying to make sure you have the camera in focus and the angle and everything. It's just so much going on. So it's very, very hard. So, yeah, this is where I messed up. Yeah. So if you mess up, try again, okay? So you know, it doesn't hurt to do that, especially if you have time, you know. So when you're making this unit, do not make it while you're in a rush. Do it when you have time, you know, and just give yourself 2 hours out the day every day, you know, when you have to, you know, if you have a job and family and things of that sort, because that's what I do, because my job takes up most of my mornings. So like when I come home, I give it, you know, 2 hours to do every time, and that's basically about that. So you do it up to your own schedule. Sorry about the blurriness. You guys know I hate being blurred. I really try to avoid that, but I'm sorry, I really tried to avoid that, but you know, what can you do, okay? Again, it was very difficult, and it's always like that when I'm doing like tutorials. It's very hard, but I still try to make it work. All right, so that's basically it, you guys. So I'm not going to talk your head off throughout the video. I'm just going to let you guys watch. I know this video is very long and it's detailed, but you guys know how I am, and I wanted to give you as much detail as I can. So definitely watch the rest of the video. I will probably pop back up towards the end. So definitely enjoy, and I will be back when I have to talk about something else, okay? All right, so peace. right, so now it's time to get those ends, y'all. So we're going to get the ends, and we're going to use some boiling hot water. This is, my sister purchased this. She bought this for me a while ago, I believe for my birthday. And it just heats up. You plug it up. It has a base that you plug up, and I forgot where she got it from, but yeah, so I use this, and it heats up real quick, and it cuts off when it's done. So yeah, so I'm putting the hair, all the hair in there, and this stuff gets really, really hot, and some splashed on me a little bit, and yeah, if y'all would have heard me, I was like, ouch. Yeah, so yeah, you gotta be careful with that. So yeah, so I had a big towel. I'm sorry for being blurred, but I was just being very, very careful because this water is very, very hot. And yeah, so you just got to be very, very careful when doing this part. Okay, very, very careful. And I'm patting it dry, you know, still hot. And I was looking at the ends, and I was like, man, I'm just going to braid them. So I'm going to do the process again so I can have the ends to be nice and crinkly, because I really didn't like the way it came out. So I braided this. So this is an option. You don't have to do this. If you don't want it crinkly and you just want it short, if you want it straight or whatever, you don't have to do this part. But I decided to do this part because I wanted it to look a certain way. So this is what I did. And then once again, I put it in the hot water, and I made sure I was careful, and just really be careful with the hot water. All right, and I'm taking it apart. And we're done. And that's what it's looking like, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you learned from it. This is how I do it, and I was inspired and motivated, so I hope you are as well. And that's just basically it about that. And if you don't like it, you can press the X and keep it moving. Okay, I do it the way I want to do it, not how you want to do it. You do how you want to do it. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So if you have any questions, comments, that's comes along. That may answer my K970. Thanks for watching.